Excellent. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking the time out to join me on this time slot. It's 10 o'clock in the evening on Sunday in the UK, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. So as you know, I've been hunting for a time when this presentation will reach maximum numbers. And I suspect we haven't found it yet, but there's been a lot of interest in this presentation because we're going to look at some new things we're doing now, and we'll begin to see the Wealth Warriors is moving now from a concept into something that's becoming solid and real with the platforms we've got involved with now. I think we're going to be running with them for a little while. We might add another one in the next couple of weeks or so, but you can really begin to see the concept starting to take shape because we're not dealing with all these ROI type things, just put some money in and we'll give you this much per day and all this sort of nonsense. The challenge with those types of businesses is that at any given time, almost everybody involved in that will have almost all of their money involved in it. So whenever the company decides to pull up their stumps and go home, as in shut the business down, they will have almost everybody's money involved. Okay, so yes, you can say, well, I can take it out every 15 days or every 30 days. The reality is you take it out and you put it back in again straight away as quickly as you can because you want to compound. Okay, so that's the problem. And the problem with that, and I'm going to say this, most people won't like it, but I think you'd have to admit that it's the reality, is our greed. It's our greed that does that. It causes us to put that money back in. But if we follow a strategy, then we can sort of mitigate against our own greed and our own poor judgment, and we can make sure that we can take some money out. These platforms are all different. They're based in real world applications. They're not just numbers on the computers, but you're going to see that as we go through this presentation. So I'm going to switch over to a share screen and introduce you to my presentation. It's the Wealth Warriors presentation. So welcome to Wealth Warriors. And I like to think of us as financial freedom fighters. I don't know if the Vikings were ever freedom fighters. I suspect they weren't. They were kind of the oppressors. But I do feel that the words financial freedom fighters describe what we're up against in the world these days, because there are so many things trying to stop you and I from making a lot of money from the internet. And from cryptocurrency and from all these latest technologies and revolutions that are actually happening all around us, which is absolutely crazy because there's more wealth on the planet today than there's ever been. There's more wealth today than there was yesterday. There's massively, massively more wealth today than there was just 100 years ago. Okay, so there's a huge amount of wealth. And how come you and I can't make that much wealth? We can't become financially free when we have all of the technology, we have the internet, we have drop shipping businesses, we have cryptocurrency, arbitrage, trading. We have so many things available to try and make some money, yet you and I can't. And we're not silly people, okay? We just haven't been able to figure out how to do it. Well, Wealth Warriors is about how to do that, and not just do it on your own, but to take some friends, neighbors, relatives with you, because you don't want to get to be wealthy and you're there on the beach all on your own. You're there dining in the best restaurants, going to the best resorts, driving the best cars, on the nicest yachts and cruises and so on all around the world, and you're there on your own. That would be a rather sad existence. Take some people with you, and that's one of the greatest benefits of Wealth Warriors, that you don't do it on your own, you do it as a community. So a quick couple of disclaimers. Nothing in this presentation is investment advice. Wealth Warriors is not an investment platform, it's a community, so there's no charge to join. But you'll get some great stuff for joining, and I'll tell you all about that in just a second. If you do decide to invest in any of the platforms in this presentation, only use money that you can afford to lose. Okay, you can comfortably afford to lose. So don't sell your house and put all your equity into a business. Don't cash in your pension or your 401k and stick it all into a platform. You'll see what we've done with Wealth Warriors is we've allowed people to avoid doing that. You can actually start small, build over a long period of time, and end up with a large asset that makes a lot of money. So we don't need to sell everything and put it all into a platform. We're not in a hurry. We're not in a race to try and, these platforms or the effect of these platforms. We don't have to fight again. We don't have to rush to get it done, is what I'm saying. It's not like, well, it's all going to disappear in a few weeks' time. No, it's not. This is here to stay. The platforms may come and go, but the community to which you're subscribing will remain forever. So disclaimer number 4, have a strategy to recoup your initial investment as soon as possible and then create a large income over time by withdrawing a percentage of the profits. Okay, so make sure get your initial investment back again. After that, you're free money. After that, you cannot actually lose any money because you've had your money back again. So what's the problem with online businesses? Well, one, there are just too many scams out there. There just are. You can't go anywhere. You can't read your emails or go on Facebook or Telegram without people pitching you all of these crap businesses and most of them are crap. You don't have to look very deeply into these things to see they're crap. I analyze probably about 20 businesses a week, and it takes me about 5 minutes to get to actually realize that this is a load of rubbish. But I carry on, and out of respect for the people that have asked me, I like to put together some information for them so that they don't think I'm just being mean. And I point out all the different things that are wrong with their favourite project. Of course, I lose friends like that because by the time they get to pitching me about their businesses, they've already put some money in and they want to believe that they're doing the right thing, that it's the best businesses sliced bread. But most of them are just rubbish. Honestly, just rubbish. They're just scams. Those that aren't scams are just so poorly run businesses that they go bust. They just can't sustain themselves. Somebody with a good idea and some money, some coding skills maybe, and they think, well, if I do this and this and this, people will come and buy this and I'll be able to help people make a lot of money. No, you can't. You can't run a multi-million-dollar business or multi-billion-dollar business on a shoestring budget. You just can't. There's universal laws that go against it. You got to have a proper community, a proper company, a corporation set up. You got to have all the proper backing of a company, not just a couple of guys with some coding skills and a few $1 million. That's not a business. Those businesses aren't scams and don't go bust. The good ones, they get shut down by regulators and government departments because, believe it or not, the regulators are not your friends. They got all this power from us in our various countries, saying, well, we're going to protect the investors, but that that's not true because they've never given a single penny back to the investors they've taken off of these businesses that they shut down. I've never heard of it, and I've been around a little while. You can tell I've been around the block a few times. Okay, and they don't take that money off of the bad companies and give it back to people. They just want those companies to stop doing what they're doing because they don't want you and I to make money in this online space. And it doesn't matter how much money you make in online businesses, you cannot become truly free. You can't become financially free, time free, and free from all sorts of controls that you have that govern your life. You just can't. So this is what Wealth Warriors is bringing to you: financial freedom, time freedom, and freedom to live your life on your terms. So what can we do about it? Individually, we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past because we don't know any better. How are we going to learn? If we just keep making the same mistakes, how are we going to learn? Who's going to teach us? Collectively, we can help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry. We can't help everybody avoid all the pitfalls, but having had one or two of us fall into a trap, we can tell the others. We can say, don't do that, it's rubbish. Okay, so collectively, and being quite upfront, I'm normally the first one to put my money into these things to find out if they're going to work. So if anybody's losing money, it's probably me. Okay, but that's what I volunteered for because I'd rather help the community avoid these pitfalls, even if it means I've actually got into the bear trap myself. I'm fine with that. So who'd want to be the first one to cross a minefield? Or would you rather follow somebody who's crossed safely? I know which one I'd rather do. We're safer together. With safety, this might surprise you. You may not have thought this through. If you have the safety of knowing that you're going to have an income from some of these businesses for a long time to come, what you have is time. Okay, time is the important factor because you start small and you can build over a long period of time, so you will have big results. It's not a sometimes thing. It's not an if. It's if those platforms survive for long enough, we will make a lot of money. Simple as that. It's not guesswork. So we need to develop a plan and then follow that plan. And that's what Wealth Warriors is. Wealth Warriors is the plan for you to become truly free. So what are the benefits of becoming a member of Wealth Warriors? Well, it doesn't cost you anything, but it doesn't cost you anything in money. It does cost you something in terms of your integrity, your commitment to the cause, because if I'm the only one in the cause, it's not really a cause, it's just me doing my own thing. If we want to take these benefits and spread them out to everyone we know and eventually to the whole world, then we all need to be promoting Wealth Warriors, okay? And you know that that's a reasonably safe thing for me to ask you to do, because I don't make any money from anybody being in Wealth Warriors. The first benefit is never reset your growing finances to zero just because a platform fails. How many times we've been in a platform, we put all our heart and soul and money, and then we reinvest and we reinvest, and eventually we've got this nice little nest egg growing, and then the company pulls the plug, and everything we've worked for in that platform is gone. We reset back to zero, and we go around telling everybody, and everybody's telling us, oh, I was in this, I was in that, it all fell apart, and I've lost all this much money, and so on. How would you like to be in a position where you never reset your finances to zero just because a platform fails? Because if you can do that, then it gives you time to develop a long-term approach to building the product or the passive side of your business. There it is, okay. Benefit number 2, never reset your growing team to zero just because one platform fails. If we know what will happen occasionally, we can plan for it and mitigate against it. And I'm not going to guarantee that any of our platforms we're working with now will fail. What I'm saying is if it does fail, it won't be the end of the road. Because again, we've been in these things where we bring everybody we know into the platform and everybody's excited and it's wonderful, and then they pull the plug or pull the rug, and then we've got people who are never going to speak to us again, and we don't blame them because we feel like rubbish because we talked them into joining us. We thought it was good and it was rubbish. So you don't need to constantly go through this phase of resetting your team to zero. I'm going to show you how we avoid that. Benefit 3, introduce your friends and family to a system, not just to a platform, but to a system, knowing they're going to make money from the system, knowing, absolute certainty, they're going to make some money from this, and you never have to feel guilt at letting people down or losing the money. Benefit number 4, start every new platform with an existing community so that you never start a new platform from zero. So you build up a little team of maybe 10 or 15 or 20 people, and we start a new platform, and straight away you've got 10 or 15 or 20 people in your new platform. Straight away, you're partway up the bonus chart, and you've earned the right to be there because you created that team in previous platforms. Okay, you don't start a platform and think, right now, who am I going to get get involved in this? So you can build on your team building success over a long period of time, which means you can invest in those relationships with your team. Okay, it's not a case of you invest all of your time and effort to helping other people succeed and showing them how a platform works, how to transfer some money from here to there, and all this other stuff that we do as leaders. Okay, and then when that platform's gone, all of that time has been wasted. So the next time around, you think, well, why should I bother? Because when it goes, and if you feel like that, don't do this. It's the wrong industry for you. You shouldn't be doing that. You certainly shouldn't be leading other people into an industry where that's your predominant thought. Benefit 5, you can reclaim all the money you've ever paid out in the recent past. So all the outgoings from your checking accounts, your current account, as we call it in the UK, you can repay your debts for car loans, mortgages, home improvement loans, etc. And you can reclaim all the mortgages you've ever created. Okay, so that's a very exciting program we just got involved with. And benefit number 6 is become a free person. Create as much currency as you need in order to live an abundant life. Join an alternative economy to guard against poor policy decisions of our political elite. Shield your possessions from government interference. I mean, this is a whole ballpark different now from where we started with making a few bucks in an online business. This is a whole new world, okay? And you may not be ready for this, but just be assured that it's there for you when you are ready. Shield your possessions from government interference. So you pass your house on to your children, and the government don't take 40% inheritance tax. In fact, the government can't touch it at all, because what we've done is taken it and put it into a trust. So I'll teach you how to do all those sorts of things in the future. You're not ready for it yet. Never pay taxes again. Or if you do have to pay taxes, you can claim them back the following year. Every single penny in tax, claim it back next year. You can achieve diplomatic immunity. How does that sound? And you can live your life on your terms. These are all things that are available. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get back to the building of the business, or building of Wealth Warriors. So let me give you an illustration of how it works. Assumptions. Wealth Warriors deals with 4 platforms. When I wrote that, we just lost some of our platforms and we were back down to 1. But I'm happy to say that now we're back up to 4 platforms, and we may have 5, maybe even 6 in the next few days. You have 10 people in all 4 platforms. So you have exactly the same line of sponsorship structure in all 4 of the platforms. You're making $1,000 per month in each of the 4 platforms. You're probably not, but let's make that assumption just for the purposes of what I'm going to show you now. Therefore, your total income is $4,000 per month. So let's have a look at what that looks like. This is in platform 1. You've introduced Alan and Bell and Chris. Alan's introduced all the A's, Bell's introduced all the B's, and Chris has introduced all the C's. And as a result of your activity in that group, you are making $1,000 per month. So let's close that up, and we'll say now we're going to add platform 2. Platform 2 is exactly the same size and shape as platform 1. All of the same people are in exactly the same lines of sponsorship in the same, in platform 2. And let's suppose that you're making another $1,000 per month from platform 2. Okay, so your income now is $2,000 per month. And now we're going to add platform 3 under the same conditions. Platform 3 is exactly the same size and shape as platforms 1 and 2. You're making $1,000, so you and I make $3,000 per month. And let's just add one more platform, platform 4. Okay, and it's the same size and shape, and you're making $1,000, so now you're making $4,000 per month. And so what we do is we run with that for a little while. Sorry, excuse me. You run with that now for a few weeks, a few months, maybe even ideally, hopefully a few years, and nothing goes wrong. But eventually something happens with platform 4, whether the government shuts it down, or the person who knows what's happening there dies or decides to retire. Okay, so, all of these things have weaknesses, and sometimes the weakness is such that that platform disappears. So let's imagine platform 4 disappears. If I can find my mouse, so it'll disappear. There we go. So platform 4 is gone. We're left with platforms 1, 2, and 3. And you're down to making $3,000 per month. You haven't dropped all the way to 0 just because one of the platforms failed. But better than that, what's happened to the relationships between you and Alan and Bell and Chris? Yeah, what's happened to your relationship with those people? Nothing, because you're still in 3 platforms with the same people. You're still their mentor. You're still working with you. You still have a friendship. You still plan to see each other on the beaches of the world. Okay, nobody's upset, because yes, they've lost a little bit of money, but they haven't lost everything. And in fact, they're probably very happy that you introduce them to Wealth Warriors that's protecting them like this. So there we are. We're running with 3 platforms. You're making $3,000 a month. And eventually I turn up another platform that meets all of our very strict criteria. Platform 4 again. Okay, it's a different platform 4, but I didn't want to confuse people. So there you are now. You plug your people into platform 4. Within a couple of days of us introducing platform 4, you've introduced Alan and Bell and Chris. And Alan's introduced all the A's, Bell's introduced all the B's, Chris has introduced all the C's, and you're making another $1,000 a month, so that you're back up to $4,000 a month. Okay, and your relationship with these people now is even stronger. So that's how Wealth Warriors is supposed to work. And this is why we have a couple of criteria about what you need to do in order to have those benefits. You've got to admit they're great benefits. Never reset your finances to 0. Never destroy the relationships you have with the people in your business. Okay, and you can build on that. And if one of the platforms fails, it's not the end of the world. So if you want the benefits, you must meet your commitments. And that's not me being dictatorial and saying you've got to do this. I'm saying you won't get the benefits if you don't meet the commitments. It's like if you have a job, you won't get paid if you don't go and do the work. Okay, with this, you won't have the benefits if you don't meet the commitments. So what are the commitments? Number one is to maintain lines of sponsorship across all platforms, and just take it as a matter of course when you're talking to people. You know, you introduce them to Wealth Warriors, or introduce them to these platforms. You say, so you're going to go there, and in this next platform, you're going to go in exactly the same place, and in this platform, you're going to go in exactly the same place. Just do it as a you're not trying to convince people, you're just telling people that's what we do in Wealth Warriors. We maintain lines of sponsorship, because not maintaining lines of sponsorship destroys those relationships, okay, and destroys what you're trying to build as a community. It won't destroy my community, but it will destroy your little bit of the whole community. So make sure that's an important thing that happens. The second commitment you have is to sign up in all the platforms that we adopt. And again, I've had people say, well, I like this one, I don't like that one. It doesn't matter. Sign up in all 4 platforms. Because what would it be like then if you were to sign up, you were to choose one of the 4, you sign up in that, you put all your money into that you're going to invest, excuse me, and that's a platform that fails. You've had no benefit at all from being part of Wealth Warriors. You haven't mitigated your risk, you haven't protected your relationships with those people, none of it. Okay, so don't try and second guess it. You might not like all the platforms. There might be some that you think, well, I prefer this one, but yeah, as opposed to that one. But try to maintain an equal financial interest in all the different platforms, because that's where you get the benefits from. Get your personally introduced people to do exactly the same as you're doing, and support your own people by learning about all of the platforms that we adopt. There's only 4 platforms. You don't need to be an expert on all of them, but you do need to know a little bit about how they work. And also within Wealth Warriors, we have a different topic room for each of the platforms we're involved with. Okay, so don't send people there when there's a new video posted or a new spreadsheet or something. Just have a look at it. Make sure you know that it's there. You haven't got to know what's in it. Just make sure you know where it is so you can refer people to it. You don't need to be an expert yourself, but you do need to know where all the information is. And support and encourage all other Wealth Warriors. This is kind of my own special thing. I think that you haven't got to do this, but I just like to work with people who, regardless of whether they're getting any financial benefit from working with other people or not, they give those people time and effort to help them sort out problems. That's just a little thing that I like, as a lot of you have seen me do that, and I like to work with people who do that as well. So the platforms, the criteria are that it must be available in the whole world. If it's excluded anywhere in the world, we can't touch it. The second thing is it must have a unilevel compensation plan. If it's a binary or forced matrix or anything like that, we can't adopt it as part of Wealth Warriors. And you see that already I'm excluding some really good companies by saying these are the platforms, or these are the criteria. There's some good platforms that don't meet these first 2 criteria. Doesn't matter. We can't have them in Wealth Warriors, because we're not just trying to build a platform, we're building a community. That's the most important thing. People must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income for a very low entry cost of $100 roughly. Okay, some of them are a little bit more than that, but we try, we don't want to get involved in a business where it's going to cost you $27,500 to get in, which is one I was looking at this time last year. Okay, there is one on our books where the entry cost is $1,000. You're a long way from that point at the moment, so don't worry too much about it. But when you get to that point, we will have a plan for getting you that $1,000 to get the entry going. Okay, so don't worry about it, but these are criteria. And certainly for the majority of our platforms, low entry cost is important. So the reason we have 1, 2, and 3 is because we can maintain lines of sponsorship. If we didn't have 1, 2, and 3 in exactly the way they are, then we couldn't maintain lines of sponsorship. You know, for example, if it's not available in America, then where our lines of sponsorship hit America, we wouldn't be able to introduce those people. So therefore, that's why we don't do it. The platform must be based on real world applications, not just a money game, a shell game. And I get shown so many of these, and people can't understand when I point out that the reason people are getting paid out today is because of new people putting their money in today. and say, oh no, it's done this, it's done that. So, well, show me the arbitrage, show me the trading, show me the staking, the proof of work, just show me something. And of course, there isn't anything. It's just another money game. So hopefully, I will help you continue to avoid those. And just so you know, you don't need to thank me or send me flowers or anything, but I've helped you avoid about 45 or 50 of those since the new year. So in the last 4 months, I've helped you avoid about 45 or 50 of those shell games. There's so many other people are so excited about getting involved in, but they're soon going to realize when the money dries up and people have lost money, they're going to realize that they shouldn't have done it. Criteria 5, we must be able to verify the company's legal status and its involvement in real world activities. And if possible, meet the CEO or the business owner. And there's one now where the CEO is saying to me, yes, I'd love to meet with you, Andy, but first of all, I need you to build the business at this level. I say, well, I'd love to build the business at that level, but I'm not going to do anything until I meet with you. So it's a bit of a stalemate. He's got more to lose than I have because there's 1,000 other businesses out there, but there's only one Wealth Warriors. So, I don't want to be confrontational with them, but we've got to run these platforms on our terms, not on their terms. That's the whole point of what we're doing. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. And again, I've avoided a number of businesses where it just isn't viable. They just can't pay out that much money to everybody and still have money left to run the company. Therefore, they're probably just trying to attract us with large commissions and large earning reports and so on, but it's not based in the real world. And the membership of Wealth Warriors must all be able to get behind the project. So we avoid gambling and money lending, and I say arms dealing just to be kind of flippant, but you realize there are some points where a lot of people can't go, because of religious beliefs or morals or whatever. So we don't go there. We don't even think about it. And in fact, gambling is probably the closest we come to drawing the line, because gambling is not illegal everywhere. But I do know that a lot of people don't hold with gambling, so therefore that's the line where we draw it. So the platforms we've adopted so far is Fractional 3. Now, before you worry about this too much, the #1 spot used to be Property Robots, and Property Robots has turned into Fractional 3D. Because Property Robots was to do with the sale of robots. And some of us put some money in. Not to worry, that program is still going to be there. You're still going to mature your plans. You're going to be able to get all your profits back out when your plans mature. Okay. If somebody wanted to, they can still join Property Robots and they can still make some investments in Property Robots. However, the new thing from Camhurst is going to be Fractional 3D. So I've sort of dropped Property Robots from this presentation, and we're talking about Fractional 3D. We provide liquidity for the rental of the robots rather than the sale of the robots. Okay, so we're providing the rental robots so that construction companies, they haven't got to buy a robot outright for $250,000. They can rent it for a day for $5,000, and they can build a house for $15,000 to $20,000. So they like that because it's a known cost. Whereas buying the robot, anything could happen. It could last 5 years, it could last 4 years, 2 years. So it's an unknown cost for them. So they didn't really like that. So Fractional 3D is where we're going in terms of our involvement with Camhurst. And it's a better presentation, it's a better website for one, and it's a better plan because these plans run for 6 months exactly. The other plans had 2 different timescales. And once the profits are made in these plans, the money ends up in your MetaMask wallet immediately. You don't have to withdraw it. It's just bang, there it is in your MetaMask wallet. So we don't have to worry about withdrawing. Okay, so we like that. Sorry, I'm talking a bit too much about this because I've got a whole slide on Fractional 3D in a minute. Trade Like Crazy is based on real cryptocurrency trading with verifiable results published daily. Freedom Matrix is a step-by-step plan to become free. They have a roadmap to freedom, and as you get involved in that, I'll be there to help you every step of the way. But for now, it's just a case of register and watch the 5-minute video, 4-minute video roadmap to freedom, and that will give you an idea of what they can do for you. And most people get excited and want to do that. BitHarvest, Bitcoin mining. This is new. I only saw this last week, but I didn't have to look at it for very long. I spent a whole day on a Zoom call with some top people, and basically what you do is you buy a Bitbooster, which gets, although you buy it, it stays in the company server farm. They plug it into their machines, and it mines Bitcoin for you every single day. So what I like about this, you buy it once and it mines you Bitcoin every single day. And it's between 0.5% and 1% per day. It's not a fixed thing. You can't predict that, but it's about there or thereabouts. Okay, so let's have a look at each of these platforms in a bit more depth. Platform one then now is Fractional 3D. You can invest in plans between $100 and $100,000, so 100, 250, 500, 1,000, and so on. All plans double in 6 months, which is equivalent of 0.55% per day. Now, you don't see 0.55% per day, but over a long enough period of time, you do see that. And I've just noticed they've added to the website today that you can look at your daily profits in the back office. So that's pretty good. So double in 6 months means you 4x your money every year. So if you start off with $1,000 today, in 6 months you've got 2,000, and in a year's time you've got 4,000, and then the following year you've got 8,000, and then 16,000, and the following year you've got 32,000 and 64,000. Okay, so 3 years. If you start with $1,000, after 3 years, that's worth $64,000, and that's just a mathematical progression. What I like about this is these people are going to need these robots for the next 25 or 30 years, maybe even more, because they're helping solve a real-world housing crisis, which is good. We like to be involved in real-world problems. And people see the housing crisis as far, far more important than global warming or rising sea levels or coral reef. Okay, people haven't got places to live. And you can build somebody a house for $20,000. And that would be a nice house compared to some. Okay, so you can 4x your money every single year. That's a phenomenal thing. You can also add in some more money if you get a sudden tax rebate or birthday present or something. You buy some more, so you can increase your profits. Profits return to your Trust wallet or your MetaMask wallet immediately, or instantly, I should say, in USDT BEP20. So you don't need to withdraw it; it's already in your wallet. You can spend it straight from your wallet. Compound passive earnings by buying more plans with your profits, and earn direct bonuses, indirect bonuses, and matching bonuses up to 35% based on the volume that your team brings into the company, deposited directly into your wallet. So just clarify this very briefly. As you know, we like to, with Wealth Warrior platforms, we like to have the passive side, so you can get in, put some money in, and it grows. But we also like to have a networking side, an affiliate marketing side, that sort of thing. So you can be rewarded for bringing people into the system as well. And so this does both of those. You get your passive earnings, it doubles every year, twice a year, and you can earn commissions and bonuses, indirect bonuses, matching bonuses, and so on. So it meets all of our criteria really nicely. Platform number 2 is Trade Like Crazy. The company has a team of 20 traders, and all results are verifiable in the back office through Bybit. You can actually go to any of the traders, look at the trades they've placed. Okay, you can track that back to the chart that they were placed on, but those trades are verified through Bybit, which is an independent verification system. The average monthly earnings over the last 12 months is 15% to 30%. My experience, having been involved in this for a few weeks, is I get 0.7% per day, which puts it right in the middle of that figure of about 21%. In fact, that's not strictly true because they don't work on Sundays. So why do I keep losing my mouse? Crazy. So you can buy packages for $20 up to $100,000, so 20, 50, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, and so on, all the way up to $100,000. And if you want to, if you remind me, I'll show you a spreadsheet at the end about how you keep track of your portfolio in here, because what I do is every time I earn $20, I buy another package. And in fact, I'm just at the stage now where every time I I get $100. I buy another $100 package. So you can withdraw your profit every day or reinvest some or all of your profit. And again, you can build a great strategy around that. Get your money out initially and then reinvest half and take out half, something like that, which means that if anything does happen in the future, you've not lost everything because you've had half of the profit back out. But if nothing happens to the platform in the future, you haven't taken all your money out and wasted it. You've actually put some back in to grow the business or grow your profits to a larger level. So there's a bit of this, bit of that. Takes a bit longer, but it's got all the benefits of both strategies. You buy more packages with profits to compound your passive income. And there's a compensation plan for introducing others, and that compensation plan goes down 15 levels, and matching bonuses go down 5 levels. So when you help somebody else get a bonus of $10, you also get $10. There's a program that you can earn some shiny things, iPhones, MacBook, watches, cars, or you can ask for their cash equivalent. So the biggest car is I believe it's the Lamborghini. You can have that, or you can have $350,000. One of the watches is $20,000, one $60,000. So you can have either the watch or the cash. Okay, so I don't normally go for programs with these shiny things, but it's not. I think it fits quite nicely with Trade Like Crazy. Platform number 3, Freedom Matrix. And this is different from anything you've seen before on a presentation like this. Okay, the company's created a roadmap to freedom. So you sign up for free as a member. If you want to introduce others, you can sign up as an affiliate and or a network originator. Now, an affiliate has some members, but if you have some affiliates in your team, then you become a network originator. Okay, it's not a massive thing. It just means you have a focus on helping other people see this program and get involved with the program, and you get paid when you help them succeed, you get paid a percentage override on what money they generate for themselves and what money they claim back. So initially, you pay to recoup your checking account / current account outgoings for 2022. That costs £1,000 per personal account, £2,000 per business account. I just went through I went through one of my personal accounts and one of my business accounts for 2022, and I'm claiming back just a touch over £150,000, which is about $188,000, and it's costing me £3,000 to do that. In fact, I talked them into a good deal. It's going to cost me £1,000 to do that. But that's a different kettle of fish. Okay, so you look at your own history of your checking account or current account for 2022 and decide for yourself whether it's worthwhile claiming back. And then as soon as we've done that, we'll claim back 2023. And then starting in January next year, we'll claim back 2024. So going forward, every single year in January and February, you'll claim back the previous year's bank account outgoings. Now, what you find yourself doing is moving more money around in and out of your bank account, because it doesn't matter what the transaction is, you can claim back all of your outgoings from all of your bank accounts, all of your transmittal bank accounts, not savings accounts and pension accounts and things like that. Okay, so you then use this recoupment money to reclaim subsequent years of bank accounts, loans, mortgages, etc. So you get in and get the first one, even if you have to pay 1,000 or 2,000 for it, that's money out of your pocket, but you'll get it back. But then you use the money you recoup to do future years. You can also claim back loans, mortgages, and so on. And you can create new currency. Now, some of you have been involved in the freedom movement for a little while, so you know how money is created. It's not created by banks, it's created by people. You and I created all the currency that's available on the planet right now, and so you can create new currency anytime you like when you know how to do it. So you can live a life of abundance if you want to create some currency to buy a new house and a new car and a new yacht. Go right ahead. There's nothing stopping it. Okay, so it's exciting stuff in the freedom world. Platform 4, Bit Harvest. You buy a whole Bitbooster for $1,000, or you can split it up into shares and you buy 10% shares for $100. It's a one-off payment, but you earn forever, and you can buy as many as you want. And some people are buying these in tens. I was talking to an Asian guy. As soon as he saw this, he bought 10, and then he came back the next day and bought another 10, and I think he's got 50 now. And it's only been available for a few weeks. So buy as many as you want. Bitboosters enhance miners' profits. So we're not really mining. What we're doing is working with the miners, and as the miners are mining away, we're enhancing what they are doing, so they're more effective. Okay, and it works with any mining farm in the world. We've got most of the major mining farms signed up on contracts to allow us to do this. Each Bitbooster returns between 5 and 10% every day, so that in Bitcoin. So that's between 0.5% and 1%. Again, is not fixed. It's just whatever you get that day, you get, but it's around about there. I think I earned $5 yesterday for my. In fact, no, I've not even got $1,000 device, and I earned $5 yesterday, so that's pretty good. And you can earn commissions on sales of Bitboosters in your group. So as people in your group buy them, you get a small percentage of that. And as people in your group running their Bitboosters and they're mining BTC, you're getting some of that BTC as well. So you can see it's a great system. You're earning money in USDT and in Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. Some of you know that I'm a bit of a Bitcoin nut. You can have all these other coins. I don't care as long as if we only have Bitcoin, I'd be a happy bunny. So you can buy more Bitboosters or shares of Bitboosters to manually compound earnings. So again, that's how you compound, is just buy more Bitboosters. There will be a point on which you say, well, I don't want to buy anymore. I've got 3, for example, and that's all I'm ever going to need. And then you can draw out a spreadsheet. If you're going to get 0.5% per day on 3 Bitboosters forever, you can see that you just make a nice little income on that. Maybe take some out and reinvest some. Okay, so they're the 4 platforms. Now, back to Wealth Warriors, our communications. We run a Telegram group, so make sure you upload and add you to that group so you can keep up to date with changes. We do this Zoom call every Sunday at 10 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. So you can attend yourself, bring new people, make sure your people attend. It's a shortcut to fast growth. By having people on here, it means you don't have to explain Wealth Warriors to them. And not trying to be condescending, you probably don't understand Wealth Warriors because it took me a long time. I invented the thing, and it took me a long time to get my head around it. Okay, so some of you that have seen this presentation 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 times now are beginning to get the hang of it. But one day you'll just go, it'll go clicking. Oh, good grief! We can do all of that with Wealth Warriors, okay, and you'll be amazed, and then you'll just be as crazy about it as I am, and you'll be bringing people on board through these presentations, simply because it's the easiest way of explaining it to people. They can come in, ask questions, and so on. Failing that, show them the video. This is going to be posted on YouTube later, and if you're watching this on the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe and share it with people. Okay, because it means that the YouTube algorithm will make sure that more and more people get to see this. So yeah, so it's a shortcut. Bringing people to these presentations is a shortcut to your growth, not mine, yours. Attend the Zoom call of the platforms. The schedule's published in the Telegram groups, and take your people with you. Again, you don't have to be an expert on all of them. You'll probably have 1 or 2 that you prefer to the other 2. That's fine, but make sure you know a little bit about all of them. And for Freedom Matrix, work your way through the webinars and books at your own pace, but get the first roadmap completed as soon as possible. Because you can't do anything, you can't do any recoupment or any applications for anything at all until you've got through the first roadmap. So, make that a reasonable priority. So what to do now? Get the referral links for all the platforms from the person who invited you to this presentation. I'm going to get something up on the screen. So this is loading while I'm talking to you. Register in all the opportunities and make a note of all your referral links. Pass these links on to your existing frontline members or to people that you invite to see this presentation. Very, very simple stuff. Make a minimum payment in all of the opportunities if you can. And if you can't, just, if you know, so you can, over a period of time, you might say, well, I'm going to put some money there, some money there, some money there, over a period of time. So, but get started on the ones that interest you the most. Make minimum payments and get started. Well begun is half done, says Mary Poppins. So ask your introducer to be added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. Attend a Zoom call or watch a video for each platform that you've added funds. And as new platforms are added, make sure to get the referral link of your upline and join as quickly as possible. What you don't want is if you've got big long legs of 20 or 30 people or more, you don't want, when we start a new platform, you don't want them, 3 months later still not to be joined in the program. Do it today. As soon as we get a new referral link, do it today, pass your referral link on today, get your people to do it today, pass the link on today, and so on. And that means you can get that message down through even quite large businesses within a few days. Pass on your referral link to existing team. Get on a presentation for that new platform as soon as possible. Grow your Wealth Warriors community by bringing more people to the Wealth Warriors Zoom calls and by sharing this video from YouTube. If you want to get a Wealth Warriors landing page, sign up for free, a free account with System.io, and then import my funnel from this address. If you join System.io, you can just import somebody else's funnel. And let me just show you what my funnel looks like, or what my landing page looks like, because you may like it. And if you do like it, then you can use it. View funnel step. I'm just going to change over to a new share now. And hopefully you can see my landing page. It says, so you want guarantees that the platforms you have pinned all your hopes and dreams on won't fail and lose all your money. You've heard it before. There are no guarantees. You can't rely on the platforms. Scammers are going to scam. If you want different results, you need to do things differently. That's where Wealth Warriors comes in. Ask an existing member to help you join now. So fill in their name, email address, and click on ask to join. But if they want to read some more, then there's a bit here about never let your growing fortunes get reset to zero. Stop destroying your contacts with every failed business opportunity you introduce to your friends. Maintain your friends and family and colleagues in a permanent network. Okay, we're more than just another platform. Join a growing group of people who are less concerned with the platform and more concerned with using platforms to generate their future wealth. We're a private club. You must be invited by an existing member. Send us your name, email address, and so on. And when they click that button, two things happen. One is they go to a thank you page where they can watch the latest video about Wealth Warriors. The second thing is they get sent to they get sent an email, and they'll receive this email saying, welcome, well done for registering. So they can watch the same video there. And then there's information here about the 4 different programs we have that they can get involved with, plus the instructions of how to join. So all you would do is come here and take that referral link. Okay, it's going to change over. I knew it's going to do that. So you take that referral link and you put your referral link instead. Okay, so you do that with all 4 of these different paragraphs, and you have a landing page then that you can send to your friends. They can get exactly the same information. When they put their details in, they get sent this email, and they have the information to go and join all 4 of your platforms. Okay, so very, very simple how to do that. So let's go back to the presentation. And there is a Trade Like Crazy landing page and emails available. You can subscribe for $19.95. There's a video there. So somebody put this together for us. It's nothing to do with me. I looked at it. I thought it looks quite good. But you make up your own mind if you think it's worth $19.95 a month. And it's very similar to what I've just shown you. It gives them some information. They fill in the form. They get sent an email and an SMS message, and then the next day they get another email and another SMS message, and so on. So people get lots of information about trade like crazy and join up with you. And of course, as soon as somebody joins one of your platforms, then you're free to get them to join all of the others. A quick reminder, we're building a solid foundation on which we can build our financial futures. This isn't a game. We like to have fun. We like to not take life too seriously, but it's we're basing our financial futures on this. We only want to work with companies that are in it for the long term and companies that are above board. Sometimes we make a mistake, but as soon as we do, we're out of there and we replace them and move on. We want to build a large asset, which in turn will deliver us a large income, whatever the asset is, whether it's Bitcoin mining or crypto trading or 3D robots. It doesn't matter what it is. We want it to start small, build quickly or reasonably over time to become a large asset. Only platforms that meet our rigorous criteria are even considered, and we want to apply our rules to this industry to achieve our outcomes. We don't want to be at the mercy of any one company. This is our game, okay? It's our bat and ball. We're going to make up our own rules, and we're going to then find platforms that allow us to apply our rules to what they're doing. Okay, it's not about the platforms one little bit, it's about the community, and it's about us getting what we want out of our online businesses. Finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities at all times. Do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. Where it's available, set up your 2FA on your accounts. And if you don't know what that is or how to do it, Google 2FA. Mr. Google knows all of that stuff. Okay, so you don't need to bother your upline about how to set up 2FA. Google knows how to do it. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. If you've got a safe, put it in the safe. Make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries have access to this information in the event of your death. Wouldn't it be a shame to spend a few years building up an absolute fortune in Bitcoin, only that when something happens to you, nobody knows you've even got the Bitcoin, let alone how to access it? That would be a crime. So welcome to Wealth Warriors, and I'm going to quickly do a share with a spreadsheet because I said I would. This is a spreadsheet that I've made available on, in fact, I need to upload the latest version.
Hey, Andy.
Yes, Becky.
Was this the time you wanted to turn off the recording?
No, I'll just quickly do this on the spreadsheet and then I'll switch off the recording, but thank you very much for asking. Okay, so this spreadsheet is going to be available. It's not a promise of anything. It's just a way of looking at how things can progress in the future. And this is all about trade like crazy. So there are two different strategies here. The first strategy is to make a deposit and let it run for 2 years. And every time the plan matures, buy more plans with all of your profits. Okay, so you buy $1,000 plan in this case. And when that matures, you've got $3,000. So so you've got $3,000. So you buy three $1,000 plans. By the time that matures, then you've got $9,000 and so on. Okay, and so that's strategy one. What it means is after 2 years, you've turned your $1,000 into about $96,000 roughly. Okay, now the granularity of this isn't quite right. I've been working on it, but it's still not quite right, but it's not far off. Okay, and the granularity, sorry, with this, it means the granularity, when you get down to only buying $100 plan, you don't get, the results aren't quite right. But from $1,000 and upwards, it's fine. Okay, trade like crazy. Two, this strategy is every time you accrue enough money to purchase as many new plans as you can get for your money. So every time you accrue enough money, purchase as many new plans as you can get for your money. So if you have $1,000 in the pot, then you make $45. You've got 1,045, and eventually you get to the point where you can buy. So there you can buy. Sorry, on day 2 you can buy $40 worth of new plans. On day 3 you can buy $50. On day 6 you can buy $60 and so on. So if you take this down in granularity to $100, you can't buy anything for 5 days. And on day 5, you can buy a $20 plan. And then on day 8, you can buy another $20 plan, 10, day 12, day 14, day 15. And then you can buy $20 plans every day for a little while. And then by day 23, you can buy 2 $20 plans. And so it slowly builds and slowly builds. And if you just to start with $100, by the end of 2 years, following that plan, you would have $25,000. If you start here with $1,000, then at the end of year 2, you'd have $127,000. Now, that's not strictly true, because what's going to happen is in about 18 months or so, Trade Like Crazy is going to be turned into a copy trading system. So if you want to get any of this done, get it done now. When Trade Like Crazy do that, if we can, then we'll be using them as a copy trading business, and we'll replace them on this type of ROI daily return type thing. We'll find another platform to go into this slot. There's a third thing that I do with Trade Like Crazy, is I keep track of my portfolio. So this is just a simple case of the package size, how many of them I have, therefore what the size of my portfolio is, and what my daily income is going to be, and how many days it's going to take me to be able to buy another $100 package. I could buy a $20 package, but at the moment I'm saving up 10 days at a time, or 9.92 days at a time, buying another $100 package. So this will all be available. You can download this from, or you can just use it on Google Sheets, and you'll be able to keep track of what your portfolio is worth, how much you make per day, and how often you can rebuy a package. So that's what I wanted to talk about on that. And having said that, now I think I've finished. So I'm going to stop sharing, and we'll come back to the room. And if anybody's got any questions, or questions of clarification, or wants to make comments, testimonials, anything you like, anything you don't like, I'd be happy to talk to you about that. So I'm going to, any second now, there it is. I'm going to allow participants to unmute themselves. I'm going to ask everyone to unmute. So there we have it. If there's anything you want to say, by all means. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Andy?
Hey, sunny Canada.
Yeah, sunny Canada.
Andy, you gotta stop the recording.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to see you win. I want to see you absolutely smash every single dream you have. I want to see you overcome all of the barriers you face, and I want to see you succeed. I'm your biggest fan, your top supporter, and I'll be with you every single step of the way. You're destined for greatness, with or without me, and I want to see you achieve. Your potential is limitless, and your determination is inspiring. Keep striving for your goals, and I'll continue to cheer you on.